This is the business development workshop for 2026, week one. This is Thursday. We're overcoming myths right now. First one saying, if I become my own boss, I'll have more time freedom. The real difference in that is you're really building equity. You're really building systems. And that's one of the things that we always talk about in week one is what systems are you creating and how are they duplicating for you? But most importantly, you're creating a lifestyle of freedom over time. Like being free, not having to, but you still may have to do something, but just the freedom to say not today or when I want to. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned that I love. Free time comes after structure, not before. A lot of times we be missing structure. Somebody in the comment section put structure. Sandra, you got a myth that a lot of people actually say when we're talking business?
hmm First thing that comes out of their mouth in here is like, okay, I own my own business. I don't owe tax.
Wait, I own a business, but I ain't got to pay taxes or my business. What's the myth? What they saying?
I think it's the fact of not being educated. So
Mhm.
they feel like if they make $5, but the washing powder costs $5, so they're equal, right? In their
Mhm.
head. So the part of I didn't make any money. Technically, you didn't. You don't owe. So the part of in their head, I spend more than I make, so there's no taxes due. However, no, the IRS wants to see all of your income, they
All
want
of
to
it.
see all of your spending, and then let them determine if the spending that you did was correct and that you truly don't owe anything. So they want to get a little bit in your business.
All right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's week one. And with that being week one, like I said, this is Sandra Burton, founder of Certified Platinum Financial Services. Over 30 plus years of tax resolutions, business advising. Even if people need some tax prep help or planning, she's that lady. Indicator, Georgia, proven, is helping so many other people. That's one of the things I love about what you do is that not only is you positioned to make a lot of money, but it's because of the time you put in into educating yourself to be able to help other people so that you can have some fun with your children or just your lifestyle and you just enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. So salute to you and everything that you already done and continuously do.
Thank you.
This is the Becoming a CEO Creative Execution Officers Business Development Workshop. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are not a part of our school, and Sandra, please make sure you check with me. Make sure we still live on the Become Your Own CEO page on Facebook, but more importantly, live in school. That's our private community where we're actually having people network. We talk about personal development as entrepreneurs. We talk about some of these things like business development, and it's a free place for people to promote their services and skills, network, and even simply just support people in our different community. I'm the founder of the CEO MAP program, and we actually help people break down business ownership by these three letters. C, meaning simply how many services or products are inside of you. The first step in the business ownership is understanding in that formula for wealth, cash, asset, cash flow. Most people know how to get cash from their W 2 typically, right? But then it says also make sure you have an asset in a 1099 portfolio column that produces investment income or brings you that cash flow. The asset part simply starts from what services do you have inside of you? What products can you create in your intellectual property? I tell everybody from what you know, you can start for $1.99 coaching people until you figure out how to actually create a system of duplication with a financial or marketing team. Executing is the second thing in becoming your own CEO. So once you create it, once you execute, you always want to keep the end in mind. This is why we say, Sandra, that people can create businesses, plans, and go get an LLC for $99 downtown anytime, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, most people are not accountants. Most people are not strategists in online and offline marketing or even content creation when they actually have a product like whatever it is that guy giving them. Our whole thing is that you can go fast by yourself, but you can go so much further if you work with a team. This is why in the O, when we talk about opportunities, when we're talking about options, you have a man and a woman here. You have a team of people. Most business owners have an executive team of an odd number. Somebody write that in the comment section to help us, our community grow. Executive teams are odd numbers. Executive teams are odd numbers. Typically 3 people, 5 people, 7 people, mainly because that allows the company to be able to do a majority rules. It is never just dependent on just one person. Is that safe to say?
Mhm.
I know you have a myth. If you can share, what's another myth that you actually heard that a lot of us come across when we're building business and we're networking with different people? Is like, when I get my business, what have you heard?
When I get my business, I'm gonna be able to write off my entire lifestyle, everything, every dime of it.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not saying that you cannot. However, on paper, Mr. Ponder, your dog is not your dependent.
Oh, like that. Okay, everything. I got you.
You can't write off Coda. You can't write crypto. No, that's just a personal expense.
Okay. You can't write off everything, but there are some great things that you can write off. Is it safe to say?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And that's the part that most people don't understand when you're working as an employee, you don't get some of those benefits. And one can I give you the top thing of the gripe of people who
Mhm.
work as a W-2 employee?
Sure.
The number one thing is, hey, 3 out of the 5 days I work from home. I'm using my own internet. I'm using my own light, my own water, my own gas, my own everything. However, because you're a W 2 employee, that is absolutely not a write off. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, even if you're a remote worker, not a write off. If you're a W 2 remote worker, every time you do anything with the computer or your internet, yeah, it's on your dime.
Okay. Listen, we don't want to scare the people away, right? Let's bring some cats out the bag, right? Is
Okay.
that there's still some positive things as well when it comes to business ownership. I know that one of the biggest quotes that I love is owning your own business means you stop waiting for permission and you get a chance to start taking responsibility for your vision. Isn't there a quote out there that says, without vision, the people perish?
Mm-hmm.
So the whatever that inkling is in you that you can be whoever you want to be is that make it a business. Get your executive team behind you because owning your own business means you stop waiting for permission. I had a mentor who always talked about, man, I was tired of my boss telling me I only had 30 minutes to eat and go get my food, stand in line, come back, like, or telling me I only had 10 minutes to go to the bathroom break. When you become a business owner, you stop waiting for permission and you start taking responsibility for your vision.
You have to.
In this one, we want to share that there are 4 steps that we've utilized to help people consistently grow and consistently learn. And let me pull this one here. Let me know if you can see the screen again. Right? Is that there are 4 steps that we'll be going over these next few weeks. Ms. Burton, I love even numbers, so you can take number 1 and 3 for me real quick.
Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and get this started. 4 steps of becoming your own CEO. The very first one is identifying your accountability partner. And Mr. Ponder, sometimes we like to say AP. AP also stands for accountability partner. So when we
Mhm.
say, hey, whatever about an AP, we're talking about your accountability partner.
And is that for every business? If I have a lawn care business, if I have a yoga class, if I am a percussionist, if I'm a swim coach, if I sell lemonade, is it safe to say that I should have an accountability partner that helps me?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So number 2 is all about your personal development plan. And it's no person who just becomes, let's say, who's a big one? Amazon owner. What's Jeff Bezos? Not is that Jeff Bezos? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. You just don't become that person. You grow through some things. Somebody in the comment section, please write grow. I'm growing through what I'm going through. I'm growing through what I'm going through. And this is actually my favorite one because without personal development, you have no customers, you have no relationships with business partners. So, what's number 3?
Number three is you got to write out that business development
Write it
plan.
out.
Write it out.
And you guys, that's gonna when we get to week 3, we'll talk about more of the executive team and some of the things that you should look for in an executive team to help you grow their business. And of course, number 4 is mastery, right? Systems 1 through 3. Imagine a lifestyle where your accountability partners got the best business plans for you. You're actually eating the best foods. You're actually working out the best. You probably feel the best and look the best through your personal development plan. Is it safe to say some of our plans are already good? However, isn't it good to get great? I always heard somebody say, "Man, I got an 800 credit score, but wow, what if you had an 850? How would that feel?" Right? Average has always been taught to me is that this is average, right? This is average, and most people operate in life right here, which is what? Below average. However, if you just take that one step or that one time out to plan out your personal development plan, your business plan, and you actually eat in my logo, right? You execute a plan just for 1 day or 5 days or 10 days. This is you. And you'll automatically be that person who's right above average, right? So in the comment section, right above average, because those are the kind of people that we're looking to build relationships with this year is people who are striving towards being above average. All right. So here's a quote from one of my favorite mentors in business. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. If you guys are not familiar with Rich Dad Poor Dad, please take a second to listen to an audio, listen to a reel or whatnot about some of his teachings when it comes to finances. And I love this the most, you guys. You know, my company's called Become Your Own CEO, and he says that a business owner is a person who has people working with them to yield income and cash flow. That's one of the reasons why even like a person like Ms. Burton this past week, we did Financial Talk Tuesday. Definitely shouts out to you. You did a phenomenal job because she dropped down some. If you guys missed that one on the Create Your Economy Finance page on Facebook, she shared some of the new child tax credits. She shared, from my memory, people above the age of 65, how much money they can be able to get back, right? And I think it was about the extra $2,000 this year. So anybody who needs help with that in the age of 65 and older, she broke down that and how to do it. Also, the OBBBA. That's it, right? It's 3 B's. And are we still live? I'm focusing this in this little chat here, right?
Absolutely.
But the OBBBA thing, so that's very, 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 very dope to me. That we got people. You got people. You don't have to be a person who has to figure out your past taxes or your current tax state by yourself. It's okay to leverage. That's what we hear on the cash flow quadrant. He says there's 4 ways to produce income. Y'all, I want you to think about it. If you're watching, if you're scrolling past Facebook right now and you hop in on this, you're not able to see my screen, are you?
Mm-hmm. Not now.
Okay, hold on. All right.
Technology.
Hey,
It's live.
please
Shout
allow.
out to everyone that's watching too. If you're on here, let us know who you are and absolutely let us know where you're checking in from. We talk back. We love it.
Yeah. All right, I think we good.
Yep, I can see
Current slide back. He says there's 4 ways to produce income. If you're scrolling and you see this on our YouTube channel, wherever you see this, which one are you getting right now? Are you getting linear income? That means if you go to work, you get a check. Yet if you don't go to work, you don't get a check.
Nope.
Versus, are you currently earning leveraged income? The first billionaire in the world name was Jean Paul Getty. He said, I'd rather just earn 1% off of 100 other people's efforts than off 100% of my own. Because if anything ever happened to me, right? 99% of the work still gets done. And that's truly where business ownership comes from. However, I know, Ms. Burton, is it safe to say you love residual income?
Absolutely. I'm one of those people when I don't have anything to do, I'm antsy. So if I can do something one time a ponder and get paid for it over and over and over and over and over, yeah, I'll go
That's
ahead and
the
do that.
residual income, right? So the thing is what in his teachings, and this is a workshop, right? We're here to learn something. We're not here to sell anybody or anything. It's just let's have some conversations about where we currently are at in our lives. Employees have been defined to have no residual income and no leverage income. This is why they say you're exchanging time for dollars. 5% of wealth lives in employership or as employees. It's right on the screen, right? But then he says go from E to S. That means now you're self-employed. You probably have a product, you probably have a service, yet you're still exchanging your time for money because you don't have leverage. This is why we transition when we talk about the formula for wealth: cash, asset, cash flow. The asset is a 1099. Most 1099s should be built to the place where it creates a system of duplication. And now you got people working with you. Everybody read that on the bottom, right? People working with you to make money. This is why we need a team of financial experts. This is why we need a team of marketers on a day to day basis at an affordable price so we can have time and money in balance. And everybody, of course, wants to be an investor, right?
Absolutely.
So week one is all about identifying your map. Somebody put that in the comment section. Map means marketing accountability partner. But you guys know the map that I like the most is your FAP. Your FAP is a financial accountability partner because in business, without financials, without financial planning or knowing what's coming and what's behind, right? It's really hard to continue to build the business past promoting. Sandra, is it safe to say people don't do no social media sometimes for their business until they make sure they get everything right? I think that's one of the myths too. Everything has to be right before I start.
Mm-hmm. And you got to think about it, Mr. Ponder. I know this is one of your favorite saying that professionals practice.
Oh yeah.
So even if the business isn't quite ready, soft lunches are good. Just do it because you'll be able to get some of those kinks out the way when you really, really, really need to be better. If that makes sense. I don't want to say perfect, but there's no thing as perfection in any business.
So we getting better because why? We have marketing accountability partners. And a lot of stuff you guys hear me talk about is when we talk about week two is personal development of yourself. People are attracted to people they know, they like, and they trust. So one of the best brands about yourself is we're gonna dive deep into that personal development stuff next week. But marketing accountability partners do two things for you. They do two major things for you. If you're working with somebody that truly help you build your business, number one, they got to show you a system. And system means saving yourself stress, time, energy, and money around um, funding, around promotion. If you have to do every single thing, see, one person explained it like the jack of all trades person, but mastering nothing. We've mastered networking and marketing, right? Duplicating that, right? But you don't want to be the guy on football for you guys who watch sports, right? Being the quarterback, being the wide receiver who runs down the field, being the defender that moves them out the way, being the referee that calls the play if it's a touchdown or not. It's kind of impossible to be all of those different people at one time. So we want to focus on creating a system so you can save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. Ms. Burton, what's the second thing that the accountability partner does?
The second thing is they help you create a system of duplication. And then we like to say you got to invest, learn, and teach. Let me break this down for you. Is it something when you own a business? If I'm able to teach all of the skills of this business I have to someone else, Mr.
Mm.
Ponder, it's going to give me that leverage time that you said you love, that leverage income that you said you like. Because now I'm not doing all of the work by myself. I have somebody that I've duplicated that can stand in and do whatever this service or product that I've created. Now, is this going to happen overnight? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You're going to have to invest some time in whoever this person is that you need or want to duplicate you. And then you're going to have to go back in and study whatever the things they're doing and learn how to now master them and teaching them how to duplicate it. So it goes hand in hand. You got to invest some time and money. Okay. You got to invest both, Mr. Ponder. It doesn't just go. So
You know
once
what
you
this?
invest,
No,
no,
once
no.
you invest.
Once you invest the time and the money,
Mhm.
and then the learning curve of whatever this is that we're the service or product we're doing, and now you got to be able to teach. And that's kind of sometimes the hardest things because everybody don't have the same skills. So I'm just
Mhm.
sitting here thinking of one of the businesses that I do own is very tedious.
Yep.
So if I'm able to teach somebody the skill part of it, they also have to be creative. So that's a lot of times when we're on the business development side, what does that look like when it comes down to a system of duplication? And I guarantee you, when you're talking about on the business development, we gotta write it out. There's no way I can keep it in my head.
Okay. One of the things I think about with step one is okay, I identify the accountability partner. Okay, this person helps me create a system. So that means I'm moving a little bit easier through my days and my weeks because I probably have a plan of action. Shout out to everybody who knows about the 6 hour work week. A 6 hour work week commitment towards business growth is only 24 hours in an entire month. How many of you guys can commit a day in a month towards developing your company, right? Somebody put some ones in the comment section down below. Put some ones in the chat below. If you believe that you can at least commit 24 hours in an entire 30 days to the development of your company. But when you said that, Sandra, I never talked, I don't think on this Zoom we never said it like this, but invest, learn, teach. I look at so many C's every single day. And I'm thinking from the skill set level of electricians,
Mm-hmm.
plumbers, construction men, right? Is that is it safe to say they all can come up with their own business, their own plumbing company, their own HVAC company, their own electrical company, right? I want people to understand this is that when I get a chance to sit down with people when we do these CEO map sessions, is that your C is your skill, right? And the system of duplication is if you have ILT, you have learned something in your skill set. So the T in it, if you're an electrician, you should probably have a marketing page, an executive. You see the E. When it comes to executing the plan for that business, you should have a social media something that says, "Hey, look, I'm knowledgeable. I'm intellectually knowledgeable enough about this creative skill, plumbing, whatever your skill is, percussion, swimming, dance coaches, right? Realtors. You should be able to put yourself in a position to teach it because that alone is an asset. It allows people to charge. You can charge $100 to teach people how to do what you do for construction or how to build. But now, when you get into this E, the execution, you have a person like Miss Burton who sits down and she goes through the past, the future, and the current party of taxes. She looks at the debt for personal and business, right? She looks at the expenses for you don't have to do all that stuff. You don't have to look at the credit when you have a partner who allows you to stay in your creative mind. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you hold a pen. That's the saying. The person with the pen in your field makes the money. Think about in your profession and whatever you do. If you, are you in HR? Are you teaching anything? The person who teaches is the one who makes the message because that's like what's the old school saying? You give a man a fish, he'll fish for a day. But you teach a man a fish, he'll fish for a lifetime. He'll always be eating. So this is what week one is all about. This is what step one is all about. I'm putting pressure on it because I want people around me to make sure that, hey man, we be able to talk. It don't matter poetry, it don't matter what your business is, you should be able to talk about the systems because that's what entrepreneurs do. That's what business owners do. All right.
Yeah.
We're having some fun today, man. We did some research, and there's about 10 key aspects to be held accountable to in your business. And as we start the new year off, this is a brand new year. Happy New Year to everybody. We're super excited to see you and be here with you. This is a new year. Yet, this is the gut check. This is a gut check, is because right now, sometimes we got to get hit in our stuff, right? To make sure that we wake up and we pay
Mm.
attention to the things that are most important, right?
Mm.
So,
Right.
accountability partners. Ms. Burton, is it safe to say that people need financial responsibilities?
Absolutely. I talk to them every day, and we make a note of it. We run through it.
Ethical practices. I remember being in school and just talking about ethics in business and the character of people and how you do business. They say how you do anything is what? How you do everything. How
Oh.
you do anything is how you do everything. And it's good to practice good ethical techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Customer satisfaction. How important is this? Reviews of your product, reviews of your services. Is that a big piece in business?
Absolutely. You can't be in business without a customer.
Employee well-being. A
Okay.
lot of times when we talk about personal development, like we have an office out here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's like you want to. It's always making sure that the work environment is suitable for people, right? Because the best thing about business is what?
People.
Yet the worst thing about business is
People.
people. Anybody has some unruly customers in their business or just in life, right? But
I had
as a
two today.
business, go ahead.
I said I had two today.
Oh man, congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
They say the most successful people in life fail the fastest. So it's because you learned a lesson. And that's the L that a lot of people don't like to go through. It's like it's okay to be up one time and then down the other. But in between, what's the range? What did you learn in there? And those are the nuggets that we got to take out, put into our system, but address them and then get to work on executing them. But as a business owner, if definitely these first four, these are things that we have to just kind of be considerate about. This is why sometimes you'll have a financial accountability partner, a marketing accountability partner, one on one. May I say that? In
Mm-hmm.
business, if you're working on an executive team, you should have business meetings. Somebody in the comment section, please write business meetings because a lot of these different things be in the partners in the team's head. Hey, somebody in the team think about, oh man, did we actually close out the money or whatever? And somebody else is like, oh man, this customer wrote a review, and we gotta address that. See, when you have a business meeting, that allows you to be able to work on all of those kinks and sort out what's most important. Is there anything in the tax law about having business meetings or doing trainings that helps business owners?
Yep. It's part of your yearly Secretary of State. You gotta have those meetings.
Got to have meetings. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So number five, strategic planning. Oh man, you know my motto: if you fail to plan, you plan on failing. And in our inner circle, we definitely going to encourage you guys to be a part of our inner circle every Sunday. We do a strategic planning hour for all entrepreneurs. So that, again, if you guys are not a part of our school community, that's something that we do give everybody for free. And just because, again, if you imagine that you were watching the Falcons and we lost this, to the Saints this past week, thank God we won. It don't really change nothing. We 8-9. We still lost the coach and the owner, but you know what I'm saying? But at least that you have a circle of people who, despite the challenges of the world, ladies and gentlemen, to mark this date, we went to war this past week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that despite those distractions of the world, are you still building your asset? Please write that in the comment. If you see this and you're scrolling and you don't listen to nothing else, just write that in the comment section and keep on moving, right? But strategic planning. Number six, time management. And shout out to one of my mentors. He said, you can't manage time. Time is
Mm-hmm.
going to happen regardless, right? However, can we prioritize responsibilities?
Mm-hmm. How well is
Prioritize.
your time management, Hunter?
Say it again.
How well is your time management?
How well, again, on the time management side, that's the thing. But I think the most important in it is never go to, uh, it's a quote I've always been saying, never start your day until you complete it and write it. Before you actually do something in your day, it's safe to say that the whirlwinds of the world will always be amongst us, right?
Mm-hmm.
There will be traffic, there will be delays, there will be abundance. Has anybody ever just found something? Let's say money. Let's keep it simple. You ever found $20 and it changed your day? You know, on the ground? Like things happen in your day. However, if you plan, if you execute, if you prepare for war in times of peace, it makes it very simple or peaceful for you along your journey. So if anybody can catch anything from time management for myself is never start your day until you complete it and write it. Write it out first. Mentor of mine, she said, what you write down, you tend to. And whatever you tend to gets done. I love systematical things. You had anything else on that one?
Nope.
Number seven is brand and reputation management.
Absolutely.
What's that look like?
You got a lot of companies where the brand is just it's either good or bad. And as far as reputation side of it is, you want to put if you think about your accountability partners, we're talking about how are they managing all these things we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So it's accountability partner saying, Mr. Ponder, you own a mobile massage company.
Mm-hmm.
We
I
want to
do. It's called CEO therapy. We have 10 female and male massage therapists all across the Atlanta and surrounding areas. We do couples massages. We do corporate. We do private events, spa treatments, birthday parties, all kind of stuff. CEO therapy. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with your boy. God bless.
okay, Shannon. Okay. Brand and reputation. Okay, brand. Okay, most people, hey, you rep, you need to rep my brand. I do have mine on as well.
Salute, salute, salute.
You know,
Certified.
yeah, a little right, all right. But when it comes down to your brand and your reputation, are you known in the world to be a like for instance, and this is one of the bad and the good. So McDonald's is known for what when it comes down to their ice cream machine.
They rep. I don't like that word, y'all. God bless you. Their ice cream machines are always down. That's it's known.
So how is that and that's the brand, of course, McDonald's, the ice cream machine. So if you
Mm,
really think on a brand's reputation, that part of it is that's horrible. So some of
facts.
the things that you would think that as a corporate company, what are you doing to change that? I know here, Mr. Ponder, locally, the quick trip here, there's a lot of them. They were known that even in like the winter, when summer comes, we like to get the sodas and the juice and the drink. They were known for a minute to have their machine down. However,
Um,
here in Atlanta, that's how you're gonna give a good and
like
a
the
bad.
ice machine, because we go in there and get the ice. And you shout out to QT and ice. But yeah, facts.
And so this year, we just got into New Year, my bad. Last summer, 2025, corporate, they did a haul, a overall just crazy, stupid upgrade to their beverage station.
Coffee
And when
station.
you think of how did they it's latest technology because everything is push and do this whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The bad part about Mr. Ponder, and I know we're doing it good, they did do the overhaul, they did change. The machines are still not available to do high traffic volume like that. So it's just like, okay, what do we do? Sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board and
R&D. Rinse
yeah.
and rinse off or rip off and duplicate or research and development at all times. That's why that business meeting is so important. People like me, why you in another meeting? I have four businesses. I have four assets I'm building right now. And it's like when you think about your legacy, when you think about your lifestyle, it's like you got it. You cannot commit to that 24 hours in a month. How many of you guys can commit 6 hours a week to your business? And 20 minutes of those hours be one-on-ones with different people in different areas, like what's number 8? Legal compliance.
Mm.
How many people understand that in business you will need some legal support sometimes? So as the owner, you jumping in. I know this is the things that may scare the people. Is that safe to say? It's like, oh man, this is a lot of things. However, if you have a team, that's why we're in the O. I always show people the O. When you got people working with you in those business meetings, you delegate tasks so you can create some type of leverage so you don't have to do everything. Somebody again in the comment section, write leverage income. What's number 9?
Sustainability and social impact.
Social impact. Sustainability. What's the reputation of business owners going out of business?
Um, Before 5 years,
Three
most of them
in
go out of
the
business.
average of 3 to 5 years, and I'm gonna talk my ish, right? 2016, right? We've been going at least really since 20 before that, but 2016, and we're now in 2026. I'm celebrating 10 years this year
What
of
month?
becoming a CEO, and every single one. Y'all can go back to the Facebook page. My friends always gonna be like, that boy Bernard consistent. In 10 years, y'all ain't seen my business not talk about something once. There will always be ups. There will always be lows. And then that same mentor, she said, don't ride your highs too high, yet don't ride your lows too low. Just do the work that's required to get you to from where you are to where you want to go. Those are bars. Right? But number nine is sustainability and social impact. As accountability partners, what's week one about? Identifying your accountability partners. Who are the people who can kind of keep these under intact for you, right? Social impact. What are the reviews that your company is getting? Right? Are you guys on Google? Are you guys on social media? Are you guys have a good social presence? The key thing you guys gonna hear me talk about in marketing is out of sight, out of mind. If nobody ever sees you, ain't nobody gonna think of you, right? And the thing is that don't be afraid that somebody else has another seat, another creative service or product that's just like yours. But the E is the most important part is that if somebody else got a massage practice, they may not only execute a marketing plan once a month, or my team execute a marketing plan every week on outreach and different things of that nature. That makes sense? So in closing this out, personal growth and development is number 10. And we'll be talking about that over the next 2 or 3 weeks because that's what a business development workshop is all about. Ms. Burton, can you tell them about our discovery conversations?
Absolutely. So if this is something that you have a intuition that this is something I've changed, it's a new year, I want to get more involved, I need more information. This is what this is. You get a one-on-one conversation with your MAP, who's Mr. Ponder, or me, the FAP. The FAP is the financial. Remember we said AP, so financial accountability partner.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Marketing AP, which is the MAP, marketing accountability partner. Also, because we like to give you hard copies of things that you can kind of highlight, circle, underline, all those great things, we're going to give you a PDF of this entire structured program. Last but not least, we're going to give you access to this amazing school community he keeps talking about. Matter of fact, we've already given you access for just watching us. It should be linked in the bio, of the comments of this video. Just click below. And also, we're going to give you access to our Facebook Creative Executional Officer page as well. Because, Mr. Ponder, we like to be around like-minded people. So if they join both communities, this is where we're going to be able to, collaborate and talk about some things a little bit more.
And it allows us to build an inner circle. You as strong as your team is as strong as your weakest link. So allow us to be iron and sharpen one another because it's nothing better than having people who are amazing in different stuff that you're not amazing in. See, when those type people who have totally different walks of life get together and align their different skill sets, that's where magic is made, right? But we provide a full team of financial and marketing experts for anybody who desires or needs that. We always do monthly one-on-one strategy sessions. I told you guys we do a uh planning hour every Sunday with one of our inner circles, but mainly the training hour because we out here training up some people, man, right? Because we need more business owners in our community. They say that the dollar only stays around $6. It might have changed, but regardless, is we know we need more capital in our communities. So we'll be working on it. And a lot of the things you guys gonna hear us talk about, like Shop Prep Academy, basketball team just came down from Chicago, played in Norcross, Atlanta up the street from us. That's one of our new partners. But we're going to be giving free sponsorship of you guys' businesses and events on our different page just to help facilitate distribution. Somebody put that in the comments. Distribution is one of the biggest things about having or owning a business, but also our weekly private group trainings. Listen, this is the Creative Execution Officer's Business Development Hour. Thank you guys who worked through our technical difficulties. We are not perfect. We are not robots, but we are human. So, if anything, we thank you guys for your time. It's definitely non-refundable. Join us live in school and on Facebook to actually increase our networking, so we can actually impact way more people. Ms. Burton, we can find you where?
You can find me on Instagram at C as in Charlie Peace and Paul F as in Frank Services. You can find me on Facebook at Certified Platinum Financial Services. I don't know how your CEO kind of word over there, which is always together.
It's all in there together. But also myself, you guys can find me on Instagram at the CEO Map or creative execution officers on Instagram. I'm Bernard Ponder, man. We thank you guys for actually tuning in. I hope you guys got something from this. Before we leave, somebody put some fires in the comment section. Somebody put, what's 2026? 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 2. Somebody write 10. I don't know. Put some tens in the chat. I don't know, 1 0, something about that. I like positive numbers. But nonetheless, man, you have a great week. Don't forget to plan out your business. Two major things: create a system, but also create a system that duplicates with or without you. See you guys on the next one.
Later.